Hey everyone, welcome back to Respawn Sam. In today's video, we're putting the RTX 3060 and the brand new RTX 5060 head-to-head in Fortnite. Both graphics cards are running the exact same game side by side, so you'll be able to compare the visuals, frame rates, smoothness, and overall gameplay experience without any distractions. Starting with the low settings, both graphics cards immediately deliver an incredibly smooth gameplay experience. Looking at the RTX 3060 on the left side, it's averaging between 180 and 200 FPS, occasionally touching the 200 frames per second mark. More importantly, those frame rates remain very stable throughout the gameplay. There aren't any noticeable frame drops or sudden stutters, which makes the overall experience feel very responsive. If you're someone who mainly plays competitive Fortnite, the RTX 3060 is still doing an excellent job here. Now, shifting our attention to the RTX 5060 on the right side, the newer GPU pushes things even further, averaging around 240 to 260 FPS. That's a noticeable jump over the RTX 3060, especially if you're using a high refresh rate monitor. Movements feel even more responsive. With the medium preset enabled, the game starts looking noticeably better while still maintaining very high frame rates. The RTX 3060 now averages around 150 to 170 FPS, and once again, the stability remains impressive. Even though we've increased the graphics quality, the gameplay still feels extremely fluid. Character movement, building, editing, and aiming all remain smooth, making this preset a great balance between visual quality and competitive performance. Now looking at the RTX 5060, we're seeing frame rates between roughly 182 and 205 frames per second. That's another healthy lead over the RTX 3060, while also maintaining excellent frame consistency. The additional performance gives the RTX 5060 a bit more breathing room during intense moments, and overall, it simply feels more effortless. Once we move to the high settings, Fortnite becomes much more visually detailed, and naturally, both graphics cards begin sacrificing some frame rate in exchange for better graphics. The RTX 3060 now operates between 130 and 150 FPS, which is honestly still very respectable. Even with the heavier graphics load, gameplay remains smooth and consistent. The frame pacing stays stable, so the overall experience continues to feel enjoyable whether you're exploring the map or jumping into intense fights. Meanwhile, the RTX 5060 continues showing the benefits of its newer architecture. Here we're getting around 160 to 180 FPS, sometimes sitting comfortably around the upper end of that range. That extra performance helps maintain an even smoother experience while keeping all those additional visual improvements. At this point, the performance gap becomes a little more noticeable than before. Finally, we've reached the Epic preset, where Fortnite is running at its highest graphics settings. This is where both graphics cards are under their biggest workload, and the visual quality is easily at its best. Lighting, textures, shadows, and environmental details all look significantly richer compared to the previous presets. Starting with the RTX 3060, we're seeing frame rates around 70 to 90 FPS. Naturally, this is a much bigger drop compared to the lower presets, but considering we're playing at the highest possible graphics settings, the performance is still quite respectable. Now, switching over to the RTX 5060, the newer GPU really starts showing its advantage. Here, we're seeing performance between roughly 130 and 150 FPS, which is a significant improvement while running the exact same Epic settings. So that's the complete comparison between the RTX 3060 and the RTX 5060 in Fortnite across low, medium, high, and Epic settings. Now, I'd like to hear your opinion. Which graphics card would you choose? The RTX 3060 or the RTX 5060? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.